Oh, hello. This is going to be my first video. I'm nervous as fuck. If you can't tell, I literally just started crying just a little bit, but this is going to be my first video in regards to me becoming the woman that I know that I am. And it's really low-key, not through the accolades. It's not doing none of that. It's just me becoming me for the sake of just me becoming me. For the longest time, I always equated my self-worth and my self-esteem, how I want to love myself, because of everything that I accomplished or things that I was just trying to prove to people. And that shit was just like tiring because in me trying to do all of that, I realized like I'm losing myself. I'm not really speaking up. I became a little bit more passive aggressive. I toned myself down, like I watered myself down. It's like I always knew I was, that bitch, that girl, like I'm really that, but it's like with family, with friends, with society, it's like you're that girl, but you're not that girl. And I started to take on that. And it's crazy because like I'm really that fucking girl. Like I'm really that fucking girl. So I'm really just, about to start this journey and record how I'm really that fucking girl. And it really is gonna come from just like me. Not, I could be like, oh yeah, like I'm a personal chef, guys. I'm a graphic artist, social media coordinator. I just know how to do all of that. But I'm more, my talents aren't what define me. Like I'm really the definition of my fucking talents. Like I'm a creative ass motherfucker, and it comes from just me being that motherfucker. So step one, okay, is this. I'm about to read a little bit of my Bible. I had just finished a fast too, so I'm actually just trying to just get more in tune with young God up there and really listen to him a little bit more. So I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym, y'all, because it's been a little minute. Yeah, it's been a little minute. Okay, and my bestie is a personal trainer. It's been a little minute. Okay, she would be so ashamed. But I also just moved, so I guess since this is my first video, I guess I could do like the start of my life. New chapter update. New chapter update. I am sitting in a king size bed in my new apartment in New Orleans. I moved to New Orleans 3 months ago. Officially now 3 months ago. I just moved into my place December 8th. So for the first 2.5 months, I was in hostels, I was in hotels, I was living with people, and it was a very humbling experience. It was a very open experience because I never honestly ever thought that I would move to New Orleans. I'm not even gonna hold you. It wasn't on my radar at all. At all. No, for real. And okay, hold on. All right. Yeah, it wasn't on my radar at all. But I used to live in Chicago. In Chicago, I was doing what I needed to do, but I was also a little reckless. But I was also wanting a little bit more. And I kept saying when I was in Chicago prior to me making this transition, what if I'm the one blocking my blessings because I know where I'm supposed to be at and I'm not following it? And I kept saying that for literally, I feel like ever since the beginning of 2021, I kept saying that. And prior to then, I had always said, like, yeah, like, I'm going to leave, you know, like, it's so much world out here. I want to see everything, not just the States. But in 2021, that's when I really started to be like, you know, like, what if I'm blocking my blessings by being in a place that I know I'm gonna always come back to, but it's not the time for me to just be there now, you know? And it kept getting stronger and it kept getting stronger. And then I was like, I had seen a video on TikTok and it was like, I think it was from, oh my God, I don't know if y'all can see that. But it was from, what's that lady name? Abraham Hicks, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had posted her little video, whatever, and it was like, God, show me how good it gets. So I was like, fuck it, we in 2022 now. I was like, fuck it, gosh, show me how good it gets. You see me? Like, you can't do nothing. Everything started crashing down. Everything. I mean, everything. Everything. Friends was leaving me and losing them. Okay, I was losing it, leaving them. Past like little like relationships, cutting them off, leaving them. Like even like tendencies where just because I just be wanting to be loved and shit like that, because like I know that like I can be loved and I'm a lovable ass like human being. I can tend to settle for less. So in 2022, I was like, gee, like I can't, like my bestie, she was like, bro, like you're a high class bitch, like you're a rich, wealthy bitch, you know, like you can't keep settling for less. And I was like, you know what, you right, but that's not even in just relationships. It was just like in general for like all things. Like I can't keep settling for less, and that's what kept happening. Like even for like friends, like I have friends where it's just like, gee, I'm settling for less. Like family members where I'm like, gee, I'm really settling for less. I'm overexerting myself because I'm just trying to be loved. I'm trying to just be loved. Like, goddamn, like, can a bitch get some love? You feel me? Like, that's how I was feeling. But in 2022, it was really once I had said, God, show me how good it gets at the beginning of 2022, everything was just fucking happening. I was just like, damn, God, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, and then it was in March or February. It was either February or March. I had said, I'm gonna move. I was like, I'm going to leave Chicago. I'm not doing another winter in Chicago. I said, I'm not doing it. I said, I'm gonna move. My friends, they was like, where you gonna go? And I was like, where you gonna go? New York? Because that's what I was like, I'm going to New York. What you talking about? And I was like, nah, New Orleans. They said, huh, bitch? Excuse me, Lord. But they definitely said, huh, bitch? And I was just like, yeah, like, New Orleans. Like, the weather, the food, like, I had also started my cooking business and I was really getting it amplified, especially when I was in Chicago. And I was like, bro, I'm a chef. It kind of makes sense to low key go somewhere where the food is just like top tier. You know what I'm saying? So I had said it in the end of February going into March. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to New Orleans. Like, I'm moving to New Orleans. Like, that's all I said. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I just feel like that's where I need to be. And it's so crazy because after I had said that, everything really started like going downhill. Like I had my hours at my job had gotten shortened. And I was just like, these hours a little short. Like a motherfucker is feeling like she's just on call. And I don't do on call. No, I'm not no on call. So I left that. I was out of work. Then I started getting behind on my rent. Like Rent was going up. My building, I did rental assistance, but even with rental assistance, it was just like not enough. And I was just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was freaking out, like very much so freaking out. And it was wild because I was just like, everything's falling to shit. But I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna move. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna move. Like, I had -$5. Like, but I'm still gonna move. I'm still gonna move. So fast forward now, it's the summertime. I'm getting kicked out of my places. They like, bitch, you gotta go. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go. So I had moved in with my older sister for a little bit, but they kept asking me. They was like, "What you gonna do?" I was like, "I'm going to New Orleans. Like, I'm moving to New Orleans. Like, something in me is telling me to go to New Orleans." So I was at my sister's crib for a good, like, I would say a month. Yeah. And then at the end of that month, I had what, like $1,300, and I was getting everything ready for like New Orleans. I had job lined up, crib secure, lined up, everything. I left September 5th to come to New Orleans. I literally got on a plane on September 5th. The Friday before, my phone broke, completely broke. And the job and the apartment fell through. All on the same day. So that $1,300 was, yeah, now I gotta get a new phone before I go somewhere, you know. And I got a new phone, and I didn't tell anybody besides like my homie and my bestie that the place fell through. But then on Monday before I left, I was like, yeah, the place had fell through. I'm still gonna go in there. It's like, so what you gonna do? I was like, well, you know, I booked myself. I told people I booked myself a house, like a hotel, when really it was a hostel. I was a little ashamed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I did have shame, because I was uncomfortable, and I was like not in control. Like, I guess you could say I'm a control freak. For me to literally like if I could just let that shit go by the wayside, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could say I'm a control freak, because I was just like, bro, this is not in my control. But I was like, I feel like I'm being tested to see if I'm gonna stay or if I'm still gonna go. So I still decided to go. So I started at the Quisby. They call it the Quisby Hotel. I was at the Quisby Hotel, I want to say probably for like 3 weeks. I was there for 3 weeks. It was really cool. I know that even though I was in like the hostels, I still treated it like, okay, I'm walking into my crib. So like every morning, I made my bed, I got me some tea, and I like still read my morning prayer. I was still doing the things that like I would actually like do when I was still like in Chicago, just like in my everyday like life, you know. And then like because I didn't have a job, I instantly went out and like did work. Like, even though I am an entrepreneur, I was still like a little insecure, and I knew I can cook, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really why I came down here, you know. I'm like, bro, I'm a chef, like I do this shit. But I was also still like insecure even in my talents. But I got a job within my first week of being there because, you know, I said it. I literally like got there on a Monday. I said on Wednesday I'm gonna have a job by Friday. On Friday I had a job, and I started on Saturday. So I got a job. I was a prep and line chef for Tommy's. It was cool. It was cool. Learned a lot. I wasn't there that long, y'all. One thing you gonna learn about me, if it's not for me, a bitch is gonna skedaddle. Fuck is you talking about? So that's exactly what the fuck I did. Period. I skedaddled. And while I was there, I had went to another hostel. I was at Madam Isabel's hostel. Now, that one was cool. That one was like a very like, it was like the Quisby was like college and like people that still want to reminisce about their college days, like going, so it was a little bit more litter. But when I went to Madam Isabel, it was just a little bit more chill, a little bit more quieter. Like I was fucking with the vibe. Like they had outdoor oasis and shit like that. I was mostly outside like all the time. I was fucking with it, but I was still just like, I was still moving around. And it's crazy because it was just like, bro, I'm not settled. And I never looked like what I was going through, but like I really felt it. And at times the pressure definitely got to me. But prior to me leaving, another one of my homies, another one of my great friends, Tiffany, she had told me to watch the Michael Todd series, Crazy Faith. So I have watching. I'm still watching it. I just finished the Crazy Faith. So I'm almost actually done with the series. But she was like, because this really is a crazy faith journey. You know what I'm saying? She was like, bro, like, you dead ass said at the end of February that you were moving, and by September, your ass left. Like, so she was like, for some people, this is gonna sound crazy. Like, I've never been, and for the record, I've never been to New Orleans. The first time me coming to New Orleans was when I actually moved here. Like, I've never been here before. I don't know nobody here. I ain't never been here. Like, shit, I ain't never been here. But like I said, I guess, yeah, I stepped out on Crazy Faith and I came and I asked God for real. I'm like, you sure? Like, you sure? Because New York, no. New Orleans, take your ass down there. So, shit, I'm here. So, yeah, came here, was working at Tommy's, had like a little fling, don't recommend. I'm not saying I don't recommend dudes and anything. I just don't recommend you, trying to shit where you eat, and don't do it, okay? But also too, I realized even with that, like, because it was literally like not that long, or even like with that, it was that old self, them old temptations, and trying to see if I could still come in, and it was like, nah, G, like, kaput, gotta let that shit kaput, gotta go. So, after being at that hostel, I was at another hostel. That one was really cool as well. I met some very interesting people at that hostel, and it also shifted my perspective when I went to my third hostel, on my perspective of one hostels and just on my situation. Because, I was like, I can't believe, like, I'm like, at this point, like, I'm living in hostels now. Like, your girl got her two suitcases and a duffel bag, and yeah, I'm moving around. But I was just, frustrated. And one of the guys at the third hostel, which was India House, he was like, you gotta change your perspective. He was like, how I look at it is, we have people here from all around the world. He was like, you're literally just talking with someone from Belgium, Australia, and it's like, you really don't get that in a hotel. Like, here you do have to interact with people. It is like a bougie. I was like, if you think about it, it's more bougie than anything, because you can choose to go to a hotel, but to choose to go to a hostel and you're backpacking through the whole entire world, it's like you got to look at it like that. And I was like, damn, you're kind of right. Now you kind of right. So I said, damn, you kind of right, because like realistically, and that's what it was too. It was like everybody I was meeting that was at the hostels, they was like, oh yeah, like it's cold in Russia right now, so it's about to get cold in Poland, so let's extend our summer. And so we're just going to different states, going to different countries that's still hot. And I was just like, oh, wow, what you doing here? I'm like, I'm just moving. I'm just moving, just slight shit, just slight shit, but big shit to me. Because I ain't never done this before, and I don't know where I'm going to be at, don't know where I'm at. I had quit my time is essentially, and I'm working at a new restaurant now. And even now at the new restaurant, I love it. I'm letting myself look at it from a learning perspective, because it is so many times I just want to do, because I'm not a person that can have a boss. I'm a boss. Yeah, I don't like to work for people. I like to work with people. It really is a big difference, especially when you are changing the word for to with, because even you can have the most greatest boss ever, you know what I'm saying? But when you work for people, there's still an underlying hierarchy, of course. And it's still like an underlying perception that they also do have of you as well. So I like to work with people. I don't like to work for people. Like, I always been like that. I got that from my daddy. Yeah, I don't like to do it. And I think even that too. And it's not even that. Like, I probably would like to work for people. If also too, like the places I did like work for kind of even value me a little bit more. It's like I've always worked at places. Even when I used to be a social media coordinator in Chicago for a TV and film studio. I've worked on. I've literally damn near worked everywhere. I basically probably did everything besides fast food. But yeah, I even worked at a daycare center. I don't even know how the fuck that happened. I was one of the teachers, like, but I'm just that girl. I'm that girl. That's how it happened. But yeah, and that's how even like now. Here, side note. Now even coming back, that's how I was. But the last hostel I was at, because after I had finished at the India house, I did leave that one, and I went back to my second one, which was Madame Isabel's, and I was like, gee, I can't keep doing the hostels no more. It was like I couldn't, and like I definitely couldn't do the hostels no more. And this was like about to be in October. Yeah, so this was about to be in October, and it was right before Halloween, and I had to move out the next day. And I dead ass didn't know where I was going. I didn't have no place booked, nothing. I was like on the phone crying with my homie, and we had just looked up some stuff, and then next thing you know, we found this Airbnb for a month, and it was like I had just got my credit card in, and I was trying to, even prior to me just like trying to just be in houses, I was looking at places, and I was like, okay, I want to use my credit card, and they were just like, you can either do Zelle, PayPal, things like that. But I'm like, okay, well, bitch, do you want the money or not? Like, fuck, like, I'm just gonna use my credit card. Do you want the fucking money or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it just was not working. So it was at like damn near like 2:30 in the morning, and my friend, we was on Airbnb, and I'm like crying and shit. I'm like going back to old habits, like having smoking cigarettes, and I'm just like, because I'm stressed at this point. Like, I'm stressed. Like, and she was like, oh, bitch, I just got an Airbnb. She was like, look at this one. And it dead ass was like 1,096. And I was like, I'm about to book it. Fucking. So I was there for a month. I had moved right afterwards. And literally the next day, I also started orientation for the new job that I'm actually working at now. And it was crazy. It was crazy how it happened. So I had moved into the Airbnb for a month. I was still uncomfortable because I knew that, like, it's an Airbnb, like, what's going on. But I was like, I got a month. I got a month. I'm gonna find my place. I'm gonna find my place. And I started to also shift my perspective too, you know, like I wanted to, because I'm in New Orleans, so I'm like, shit, I want to, you know, have the shotgun house, you know, this and this, this and this. But also too, that wasn't working for me because me transitioning from going from Tommy's because I was not getting paid enough, like, to do everything that I was fucking doing. And again, I can't keep settling for less, you know what I'm saying? So I really dead ass only had my credit card. So it's like, okay, you want deposits, this, and this. Everything is got to come from the credit card at this point. So I had to shift my perspective in where I wanted to live. So, you know, me being a mid-rise, high-rise type of girl, it was like, well, fuck it. Let's go to a mid-rise or high-rise because shit, you from Chicago, baby. And also too, I knew that one, I would be secure because I am out here by myself. Like, I ain't got no dog, I ain't got no cat, I ain't got a gerbil. It's just me. So I was like, fuck it, like that'll be great because I know I'm gonna be safe, everything gonna be secure. So I started looking, and once I changed my perspective, I found four spots that I was like really fucking with, and I actually put a down payment on one of the spots, and it was crazy because after I put the down payment, I was like, it was another spot that was like in the back of my head, and I kept thinking about it. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing the whole time. I was like, I don't know. But I had already put down the other one, but I had life happen, and I was trying to get it for my move out for my Airbnb. I had to be out of my Airbnb on the 21st and of November, and life was just happening. It was happening. It was jumping. And I was like, okay, this is a little crazy, but I still need more time. So I extended it because I was able to extend it, and they was like, we can give you to December 2nd. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, let me extend it. I was, I guess, a good Airbnb guest. So they let me extend because all of the 4 places I was looking at, the one place that I kept coming back to, I actually could have moved in November. However, I didn't like the unit that they showed me. So I was like, I just can't. But then the one I actually put the security deposit down for, I liked the unit. I just didn't like the view, you know? So I was like, okay, Aje'e, are you going to not go to somewhere because of, you know, the view? So I had put it in. And then that's when life happened. And I was like, oh, shit. And I kept getting this feeling. It was God. It was the young God, okay? He was like, go back. And so I reached back out to them. I was like, is there other units available? And they was like, yeah, let's look. And so I was like, okay, bet. And then when I had went and sorted again, I saw another unit. I'm a window girl because I like plants. I'm going to get some more plants. So I love plants. And I walked in and I was like, yeah, this is it right here. I was like, yeah, this is all I need to see. I was like, damn. I was like, if I would have seen this previously and like if I would have seen this unit dead ass like 3 weeks ago, like I would have moved in expeditiously. But but it's okay. Everything happened for a reason. But I told the other people that I wasn't going to be able, you know, I didn't want to move forward. And it was okay, you know, unfortunately, you know, I'm going to have to just refund you your money, but it's going to have to be through mail. Child, mail. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, fuck. shit is dwindling down. I am in training with my new job, but we're training. The restaurant wasn't even open at the time. Like, it was a new ass restaurant. Like, when I say new, I mean I'm coming in there with, they still painting new. Like, but it was cool. Like, I actually love it because it's like, damn, I have officially opened the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck. And because of that, held back, I had to push everything back again. So, but I also had to be out of my Airbnb on the 2nd. And I had told them, okay, they was like, when would you be able to move in? Once I had, send everybody like all the information, yada yada yada. I was like, I can move in either like next week. I move in the 8th or the 9th. It was okay, that's fine. Again, had to be at my Airbnb on the 2nd. So December 1st, I was with one of my new coworkers at his other occupation that he worked at his bar. And I was talking, I was like, yeah, and I saw him, he was like, you can stay with me. He's like, you just gotta get your, an air mattress and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, fuck it. But I was like, I ain't never done that shit either, because I'm like, bro, what the fuck? But I'm like, this is all just out of my control. I ain't got time for none of this. But I was just like, gee, if I'm trying to get a place and I gotta make sure that I got enough for my deposit and everything like that, I can't really just be buying like unnecessary shit. And like, I know like I'm gonna need to sleep on the air mattress, but I can't be buying that. But then in walks his friend, who also invited me to their Friendsgiving that they were having, and that's where we officially like had met. And she was like, I have an extra room. She's like, you can stay with him if you want to, but she was like, I literally have an extra room. And I was like, wait, where? She was like, it was there. She was like, right when you walked past, we were going to like the patio to go smoke. I was like, oh my God. I was like, damn, I didn't even see it. She was like, yeah. She was like, I got an extra room, bathroom, all of that. And I was like, I dead ass will literally just need it. Because what was it? I was like, I would just literally like dead ass need it until Thursday or Friday. I think like I'm moving in. Like, I'm getting I'm getting my keys to move to the new place on the 8th. I promise you. I'm gonna be out of here. I was like, I'm moving into my crib on my birthday. I wrote it down. I said I'm going to be in my place by my birthday. Period. Let me see if I can find the thing. I don't want to get up though. I don't have any pants on. Oh. See. Yeah. Trying to find. I don't know if I put it in here or if it's low key. Oh shit. Or if it's low key in my diary. This is my apartment list. Look at me. Apartment listing. Okay. Training phase, health insurance, Airbnb strategy. Okay, it's definitely Okay. Walk by faith. It came back. All right. So I thought it was in this book because this is my new one. But yeah, making a food truck. But I got like my apartment list and like shit like that, like all the things I want. But actually, it was I'm almost done. You created God. Come on. How can I not like something you created, God? Okay, period. Mm. Mm. I'm that girl, period. I literally, yeah. It was literally, I had written the 23rd of November. Yep. I had freaking written my journal. I was writing. This was long, okay. I actually have to get me a new journal. But yes, it was there. And then also on the 6th, December 6th, 2022, I said, hey, LOL, it's me, God, NJ 3.0. Your girl found a place. Literally. December 6th. December 6th was when I had wrote that. Oh my God, I missed a page. That's crazy. And it's crazy because two days later, on the 8th, the first thing I wrote was, it's the day, honey. I'm moving to my new apartment. I said, well, I get the keys. AKA, I just got a new apartment. Fuck is you talking about? And it was crazy because I dead ass had said, I'm moving into an apartment by my birthday. And I got my keys on the 8th. And on my birthday, I woke up and I moved in. I had the day off of work because I was going to have the day off too. I was like, it's my birthday. Like, I ain't working on my birthday. I don't know about you cool cats, but this cool cat doesn't work on her motherfucking birthday. So I didn't work on my birthday. And I moved into my place. And I took myself out to dinner. I went to the Pelicans and Suns game. That shit was raw as fuck. I was high. I was high for sure. So I was definitely like, I was vibing. I was chilling. But I seen what Zion did, okay? He was fire with it. He was fire with it. I was like, okay, this motherfucker's wall. Okay. Whoosh. Okay. Ready? Dunk on his ass. Like, pew. Anywho. I moved into my place, you know what I'm saying? And I was really happy about that. Like, I was so happy, but it didn't hit me. I'm not gonna lie, it did not hit me. Like, that whole weekend, I was like in a daze. And it's crazy because, too, I had been in hostels and hotels and hostels and Airbnbs from September, and like living, you know, with like a friend from September to basically December 9th, my birthday. And that whole time, I dead ass was like, I'm gonna just go back. And I was talking to my best friend. I was crying. I was uncomfortable. And I definitely was like, I was like, damn, God, I've listened to you. I'm listening to myself. What's not clicking? You know, like, what the fuck is going on? I'm really out here. And I'm like, and it's just me. But, you know, while I was also in the Airbnb, I did a Daniel fast. Because I wanted to just get more clarity from God. I wanted to hear his voice over my own little big bitch voice that's, you know, the insecure mind and like that and just past self. And it was like with that and doing the fast, it's like I was hearing them and he's like, you trust me? And I was like, yeah, I trust you. He was like, I'm in your driver's seat or I'm at the spare tire in your trunk. I was like, you in the driver's seat of the Genesis, okay? Genesis GP70, baby, my car. And he was like, okay, keep going. Every single time. I'll get on the phone one day with my friend, like, yep, everything's fine. 3 hours later, bitch, I can't, bitch, I can't. Like, what the fuck am I doing, bitch? I'm going home. I'm fucking home. And it's like, literally. Then another 3 hours later, you know what? Everything's gonna be fine. Okay? My emotions was flip-flopping, honey. And it was because I was not in control. Like, when you ask God to show how good it's going to get, you're never going to be in control anymore. And that's what I realized. I'm not in control anymore. But I knew from my dreams, I say I'm a visionary, because my dreams, I always tell people, your dreams are not dreams. Your dreams are literally your reality that's being shown to you in bits and pieces. So, and I've been saying that, and I was like, bro. But even too, when I was doubting, like, I need to go home, my dreams was showing me, like, this is what will happen if you decide to go the fuck home. And I was uneasy. I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't like where it was going. And I was like, I ain't gonna do that. Because I see what's gonna happen if I go home. And I see what happens when I cross over into this new path. Like, when I step into my power, step into the Attraversiamo of it all, the crossover, baby. And I was like, I've crossed over. Like, I'm in my highest dimension. Like, I am. I feel it. That's why I'm doing this video. I would have never, first of all, I would never have got on camera. One, with my do-rag, my nightgown shirt. Titty's just tittying. If I didn't cross over. If I wasn't appreciative and just securing myself. Because I know right now I'm that girl in her velvet. Forget you talking about a velvet do-rag. Now, when I come back and do my second video and a bitch is looking like a little snack, you're going to be like, damn, Shorty's fire. And I know. But this whole move, prior to even me moving, what was it? Was it in June? No, I think it was low key. No. It gotta go back further. April. I had a dream. And I was telling people about the dream. I even wrote about it in my diary and everything like that. And in my dream, I was like, I was on the train in Chicago. And I was looking out the window. And I had seen this girl on the train. I was like, I went just dancing. Just living life. Fluid. Just like, but she was on these like panels, little panels. And I was like, oh my gosh, this girl raw up, but like I could see her, like I'm in the top, and I could still see her, like because the stilts were high that she was on, like, and I also could see that it was about to end, like, and I'm banging on the window, bitch, it's about to end, it's ending, bitch, stop. Now I'm crying out, Lord, I'm about to see somebody die. Lord. And then I realized as I'm doing all of this, where I thought that her panel ended, it did end. But because she kept going and wasn't afraid to keep moving, I didn't even realize that it was another one right up under it that would kept going. And when I realized it, she looked up at me and she smiled, she winked, and she kept dancing. And I didn't realize that also that woman was me. It was God telling me, is you gonna keep dancing and trusting in me? Or is you gonna let the fear that's inside of a motherfucking box, because that's only where it relies, in this one space, stop you from seeing everything? Who is you really gonna listen to? Ooh. Hold on.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hold on, bitch. Hold on. One moment.
So hard to come.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on one moment, bitch. Hold on one moment. And so, I'm making my first YouTube video, bitch.
Oh, okay. You can hit me when you finish it.
Okay, I'm gonna call you back in like 2 minutes. Bye. That's the best thing. But it was crazy because it was right after it. I go back to that dream a lot. Even now. When I want to give up. Because that's all that fear was. I didn't even hear that fear when I was dancing. But I knew that it was there the whole time. And that's how I want to do my life right now. That's the new chapter I'm in. Knowing that the fear is going to be there. But still dancing anyway. So yes, I have moved to New Orleans. It was some crazy ass faith, bro. Even with the fear, I kept dancing. Even with the fear, I kept dancing. And oh, bitch, you was not about to cry on the internet. Anywho, and I'm not saying, oh, everything is great. No, okay, it's not. My phone was cut off for right now. I still got past due bills. Who cares? They're paid for. Everything is paid for. The only furniture I got in my crib is low-key my bed. And guess what? Is she luscious? The fuck is you talking about? And my Bible. Like, I don't have much, but I got enough. And I know that, like, even right now, I was supposed to go home for the holidays so I can go back to my storage unit and, you know, get this, and this. But it's like, God is like, no. You've crossed over. You crossed over. And I'm realizing that. I'm realizing it. So I do know being here is the start of, not even the start, because the start was me moving. But being here is the continuation of me seeing the dream that I had at 5 years old. Of me having these gorgeous ass locks, feet in the sand, slit skirt, back poised, just confident, content, peaceful. Knowing that everything gonna be okay. From that dream at 5, seeing that woman, and now realizing that's me. From the other dream I had when I was 15, randomly giving the people I love gifts just because it's Wednesday. And I mean planes, cars, stocks. I'm gonna have it all. I'm gonna have it all. Even this apartment. I dreamed about this apartment in 2020. I was looking for this exact apartment I'm in Chicago. Could not find it. I had been to every building in Chicago, damn near. Could not find it because it wasn't in Chicago. I've seen it all. Even my dreams, I thought, you know, when I was seeing this successful woman in my dreams, that it wasn't me. It's crazy. But it's always been me. And now I'm thinking back and I'm like, well, duh, like, why the fuck would God give you somebody else's dream? But that's how disconnected I became from myself. So yeah, this is the crossover. I'm excited. One step at a time. And this is gonna be my journey. This is the journey of Aje'e Gray becoming herself, one. Well, I'm already myself, but embracing myself. You know, my business is, because I am a chef. I specialize in plant-based, elevated Southern cuisine with international twists. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a bad bitch. Affirmiado. I don't know if that's the word, but I just made one. And whatever else. I'm a solar farmer. I'm that girl. I'm confident. I'm poised. I love me. I'm a funny motherfucker. Yeah. So shit. Step 1.